What's up, YouTube? Today's Geeky Acrylics video is going to be some really special book Funkos. I'm really excited to show you guys the custom Funkos I did for L.L. McKinney's Nightmareverse series. It's young adult fantasy pitched as Alice in Wonderland meets Buffy. Basically, what if Buffy fell down the well instead of Alice? I'm a huge Buffy fan, so I was instantly sold on the pitch. And it definitely delivers, and you'll see a bunch of nods to Buffy within the books, especially in A Blade So Black, the first book in the series. So, yeah, if you love Buffy, girl power, monster slaying, fantasy, then yeah, you definitely want to check it out. I'm going to put the links for the books in the description below. So if you haven't read them, definitely check them out. But if you have read the Nightmareverse and you love the series, you are a fan of L.L. McKinney, or maybe just like Funkos, consider smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithms. Also, leave me a comment below and let me know what other book Funkos you would like to see. I've already done some for Gideon the Ninth, Hera the Ninth. I did ones for Kirsten White's Slayer. I did the main character in that, Nina, and one of the characters from Laura Pohl's sci-fi duology. I want to say it was the first 7. But yeah, I'll link some of those in the description below. But basically for these Funkos here, I started with Hatta, Addison Hatta from the series. I wanted to capture his look within the first pages of the first book, A Blade So Black. So he's got kind of like this punk vibe going on. You know, he's got the jacket with a bunch of like studs on it and stuff like that. He's got chains on, black boots. So the author had tweeted, I had actually did a Funko of Alice after I read the first book. I want to say it was last year, but I don't know, 2020's been such a long year. I don't know. I guess it was 2019 when that happened. So the author loved the Funko, and she's actually got it. And then she had mentioned she wanted a Funko of Hatta as well to go with Alice. So that's why you're seeing me start with Hatta first. I do make a second Alice, which you'll see later in the video. But creating his punk look, I used polymer clay to sculpt the jacket and the sword bits that I needed for this. For characters like I do for the book series where they're holding swords and stuff like that, pro tip, check out the Star Wars Funkos. Usually they have one that has the right pose, and that way, I already have them holding, something in their hand. They got the right pose. So then I just cut off the lightsaber and I create a sword for it. She described Hatta in the books as having moss green hair. So I'm not going to lie, even though, we've all seen moss in our lives probably. I didn't know what shade of moss. I'm Googling. I probably put more time and thought into this than I had to. But I'm looking at pictures of moss, and there was some that was really dark, but then there was some that was I don't know, they had more of a neon, a vibrant shade of moss. So since he's got that whole punk vibe going on, that's what I decided to go with. So she seemed really excited about him. She's got these now. So yeah, I hope the hair was okay. And if you're watching this by any chance, L.L. McKinney, I will make any Funkos from any books you create. I'm down for whatever. And let me know if the hair color was right. I hope it was. I tried my best to capture her vision here. Well, the books is always interesting because sometimes what you create in your head can be totally different than what another person might perceive from the same description. I think her series would be really awesome as a graphic novel, or even like a mini series, or give it a one shot or something cool. because it's, Alice in Wonderland with monster slaying, like the vibrancy of that. Like, I feel like that would make for some really cool art. I would love to see that come alive on the pages. But yeah, it was really fun to create these Funkos. Especially Hannah, because I hadn't made a Funko of him before. I had just done Alice in the past. And so originally, since the author bought the first Alice I did, I decided to create a second, but I want him to have matching bases, so it kind of looked like they were an actual set. So you'll see that process in just a minute, where I go in and create the bases. Here, I'm just doing the eye color, and for his eyes, I think she described him as like kind of like this, I want to say gray, but like a rainbow, like a hint of like purple or rainbow or something like shimmering in there. So I use gray for the eyes. Usually I paint eyes just black for the Funkos, but unless they have something interesting going on. So I did gray for his eyes with a slight hint of purple in them. For the Alice Funko, I did use the same body that I used for the first Funko, because it just had great composition that I thought would go well with keeping true to the covers and stuff. And she already had like a blade in her hand. So in the first one, I gave her the red jacket from the first cover for A Blade So Black. For this one, I wanted to use the purple that was used on the cover for A Dream So Dark, the sequel. In that one, she's actually got a sword, not a blade, like a small blade. But yeah, I kind of wanted to be similar to the one I already had, but yet like different. So yeah, I'm kind of showing it all out of order, but this is the start of the bases. And basically I just took polymer clay, rolled it out, and textured it with some aluminum foil to make it look like concrete. It's a series with, monster slaying and blood and stuff like that. So I think one of the monsters did actually have some kind of like really like different shimmery kind of blood, if I remember correctly in the first books. I'm not sure about them all though, and I went with red blood for the bases, so hopefully that was a mistake. Yeah, I just want to give it like this badass, like bloody concrete vibe going on for it. So since I went with the colors from A Dream So Dark, I went with a heart-shaped base. So the first book had a spade on the cover. So I made a spade base for the first Alice, but then the second one I did the heart. Overall, I'm really pleased with them. She seemed really excited to receive them. So yeah, shout out in the comments below. Let me know if you love the books, if you love Funkos, what you'd like to see, and I'll link a bunch of materials and tutorials in the description below, as well as where you can get these books. Definitely check them out. Wonderful series. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.